There is a quiet, devastating truth living inside every single one of us. It's the constant, profound tension at the very core of our being. We are wired, deep down in our ancient biology, for connection. We chase intimacy like a relentless, beautiful sunrise. We search for the person who sees us, who knows the quiet parts of our heart. But here is the paradox. The moment that warmth, that true closeness becomes real, a primal alarm goes off. It's not about them. It's a deep, protective instinct that screams, "Danger! Retreat now." For those of us who carry the weight of an avoidant attachment style, every beautiful beginning carries a silent, terrifying threat. It's not the fear of heartbreak, no. It's the fear of something far deeper, the threat of absorption, the haunting sense that if you let yourself truly merge, you will be consumed. You will lose the self you so meticulously built alone. So, you become a master of the slow fade. You are fluent in the language of subtle withdrawal. You become an architect of distance, finding flaws in the most perfect partners. You think you are choosing coldness, but you are really just choosing survival. To truly understand the avoidant heart, we must rewind the tape. We need to look at the foundational work of psychologists like John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth. Their simple yet devastating finding was this: a child's first relationship with their primary caregiver sets the blueprint for every relationship that follows. For the securely attached child, the lesson is comforting. When I cry, someone comes. My feelings are valid. My needs are a bridge to connection. That child learns that dependence is safe and connection is a source of strength. But for the child who goes on to develop an avoidant style, the lesson is different and it is harsh. It's learned in the quiet moments when they cry and no one comes. Or, perhaps worse, when someone does come, but they are annoyed, dismissive, or emotionally inconsistent. That child learns a devastating truth. My needs are not a bridge, they are a burden. To maintain proximity, to stay close to the very person they need for survival, the child has to become brilliant. They have to develop a survival strategy. And that strategy is called deactivation of the attachment system. Think of your attachment system like an emotional radio. When a secure person feels anxiety or need, the radio turns up, signaling for help. But the avoidant child learns to reach over and turn the radio off. They stop crying, they stop asking, they stop needing. They become fiercely, compulsively self-sufficient. This is the tragic heroism of the avoidant child. They sacrifice their emotional needs to maintain physical proximity. This silent self-reliance is what psychologists label compulsory self-reliance. They become the good child, the one who plays quietly, who never complains, who cleans up their own homework. This brilliant adaptation saved them in a world where connection was conditional. And here is the quiet irony. That emotional invisibility, that ability to shrink their needs, was their ticket to survival then. But it becomes the invisible cage that traps them now. Because their deep belief system is now hardwired, autonomy is the only safe haven. The opposite of loneliness, for them, is not a loving embrace, it is solitude. This coping mechanism, which once protected them, has now become the single greatest obstacle to the authentic love they desire most. So, the attachment radio is off, the emotional volume is muted, but what does that really feel like inside the body and the mind of the child? This is where the truly tragic lesson takes root. The child, sensing that their authentic expression of need, their tears, their fear, their simple desire for a hug is a burden or an irritation, makes a devastating calculation. They realize that the adult will stay closer if they don't ask for anything. They learn the power of emotional invisibility. They become the good child who plays quietly for hours, the one who figures out their homework alone, the one who never brings their emotional troubles to the dinner table. They are praised for their independence. "Look how grown up you are," they are told. This isn't a choice. It's a brilliant, desperate survival strategy. It's what we call compulsory self-reliance. They become a world-class expert at taking care of themselves because the environment taught them no one is coming. And this is the deep-seated belief that gets wired into the nervous system. Autonomy is the only safe haven. Think of your heart as a fortress built on this foundation. Every brick is a lesson learned from a moment of being dismissed. Every tower is a moment of solving a problem entirely alone. The walls are not built out of coldness. They are built out of a profound primal fear of dependence. Because dependence, in their earliest programming, was equated with risk, the risk of pain, rejection, or emotional abandonment. And that leads to the greatest, most heartbreaking swap. They internalize that the opposite of loneliness is not connection. The opposite of loneliness is solitude. For the avoidant heart, solitude feels like freedom, peace, and control. It is the territory they know, where no one can hurt them or leave them. And this is the profound tragedy. The coping mechanism that once saved that small, vulnerable child is now the heaviest cage, preventing the adult from finding the authentic, safe connection they crave. Their greatest achievement, hyper-independence, is now their most significant obstacle to true intimacy. The survival lesson learned in childhood, the one that taught you to silence your needs, does not manifest in one single way in adulthood. It splits. It evolves into two very distinct personalities, two unique fortresses built against the threat of intimacy. Understanding this difference is crucial, both for self-awareness and for anyone trying to love you. The dismissive avoidant, the fortress of self-sufficiency. This is the ultimate architect of distance. The dismissive avoidant genuinely believes they don't need relationships, or that they only need them on the most superficial terms. They are the fortress. Their walls are thick, their drawbridges are up, and they are masters of a technique called intellectualizing emotion. If you try to approach them with a vulnerable feeling, say, "I feel distant from you," they won't meet you with emotion. They'll meet you with logic. They'll turn the vulnerable conversation into a logical debate, or they'll deflect with humor. They convince themselves, and often their partners, that their partner is simply too emotional or needy, thereby justifying their own retreat. Think of Alan, the successful architect. He can date someone for years, but the moment his partner suggests moving in or talking about a shared future, the moment the threat of merging lives looms large, Alan suddenly fixes on a minor, illogical flaw. The way she chews, the way she leaves dishes in the sink. This wasn't about the dishes. It was a projection of his internal terror, a massive psychological threat. He was using a minor irritant as a rational shield against the possibility of losing the self he so meticulously built alone. The fearful avoidant, the internal civil war. The second type is far more chaotic and perhaps more agonizing. The fearful avoidant is caught in an endless internal civil war. They are torn between two equally strong yet opposing forces, a profound, consuming hunger for intimacy, their anxious side, and an equally profound, paralyzing terror of it, their avoidance side. When they get close, the avoidant mechanism triggers, pushing the partner away with sudden coldness or withdrawal. But the moment the partner moves away, the anxiety of abandonment takes over, and they frantically pull the partner back. This is the push-pull dynamic. Their nervous system is constantly activated. They live in a state of ambivalence, often labeling themselves as broken or too complicated. Consider Sarah, the writer. She falls intensely, but within weeks she begins to self-sabotage. She picks fights, ghosts for a day, or reveals overly damaging personal information. She is desperately trying to control the inevitable abandonment by initiating the pain herself, a way of saying, "I will leave you before you have the chance to leave me." She is not trying to be cruel, she is trying to survive. So, how does the highly intelligent, deeply caring, avoidant heart achieve this distance in a relationship that is otherwise beautiful? They don't rely on grand gestures or arguments. They rely on something far more insidious, the deactivating toolkit. These are the sophisticated, often unconscious strategies used to create the required emotional space, even when the other person is standing right next to you. The first tool is the pursuit of the unavailable. They are drawn, like magnets, to people who are geographically distant, emotionally closed off, or already married. Why? Because the relationship can never fully land. It can never threaten the autonomy that they hold so dear. The relationship remains a beautiful, safe idea, frozen in time, never demanding a real merger of lives. Then there is emotional withholding. They refuse to share the deeper, messy feelings. Vulnerable conversations are shut down. This is rooted in a childhood belief. Sharing a feeling gives the other person a weapon. If they know what truly moves you, they have the power to hurt you. Silence, therefore, becomes the ultimate protection. But perhaps the most common tool is the magnifying glass, focusing on minor flaws. That smallest imperfection in a partner, the way they load the dishwasher, the tone they use with a waiter, is immediately magnified into a deal breaker. This nitpicking serves as the rational shield. It allows the avoidant to exit the relationship, maintaining the illusion that it wasn't my fear, it was their inability to load the dishwasher correctly. Finally, there is the suddenly busy syndrome. Work, hobbies, friends, anything becomes immediately more urgent than the relationship. The sense of being needed is the ultimate threat, and the antidote is busyness. They retreat into productive solitude, ensuring the partner remains on the periphery. This entire toolkit is designed to avoid one thing: the agony of abandonment. Yet, by using it, the avoidant inflicts upon themselves a profound, quiet pain, chronic disconnection. They look free. They look successful. But beneath the surface, they are often suffering from a deep, silent wound, the very feelings they spent a lifetime trying to avoid. If you are the partner of an avoidant person, you are likely carrying a unique kind of pain. You feel the profound disconnect, the sudden chill, and you may internalize their withdrawal as a personal failure. I'm not lovable enough, or I'm too much. Let me be clear. Their distance is not a rejection of you. It is a desperate attempt to regulate their own nervous system. They don't pull away because they love you less. They pull away because their deepest programming tells them intimacy is a bear trap. When you get close, the trap springs shut. Your role in this dance is not to chase the distance. Chasing only validates their deep-seated belief that they will be consumed. Instead, you must become the anchor of safety, the art of the gentle reassurance. The most valuable tool you possess is the gentle reassurance. This is how you speak to the terrified inner child that drives their withdrawal. First, don't attack the wall. When they pull away, don't try to tear down their fortress with questioning or demands for intimacy. That only makes the walls thicker. They need to know that their space will be respected. Second, keep the door open and the light on. When they retreat, you must offer space without abandonment. This is the subtle but vital difference. Instead of saying, "Fine, go, I'm done," you can say, "I see you need space, and I respect that. I'll be over here, and when you're ready, the door is open. I'm not going anywhere." This statement is revolutionary for them. It counters their core childhood lesson. It teaches their system, I asked for space, and I received safety, not punishment or emotional meltdown. You are offering a consistent, unwavering presence that is the ultimate antidote to the inconsistency they learned early on. This consistent, calm safety is what eventually disarms the avoidant. You don't try to save them, you simply wait patiently for them to open the door. You are providing the foundation upon which they can finally learn the most vital lesson of all. Connection equals safety, not danger. If you have listened this far, you are no longer defined by your fear. You are defined by your courage to look at it. The journey from avoidance to security is not a quick fix. It is not about becoming a secure person overnight. It is about a fundamental, gentle process. Recalibrating your nervous system. It's about teaching that terrified inner child, brick by agonizing brick, that connection now equals safety, not danger. This requires 3 distinct acts of courage. Action 1. Self-compassion and recognition. The first step is to end the war with yourself. Stop judging your need for retreat as a moral failing, as coldness, or as a character flaw. It is a brilliant, outdated childhood adaptation. When the panic rises, when the urge to run, to nitpick, to pull away suddenly floods your system, pause, breathe, and whisper this powerful truth to yourself. My fear is real, but the danger is not. The awareness is the interruption. Name the specific deactivating strategy you are using in that moment. I am currently nitpicking to create distance, or I am choosing busyness to avoid vulnerability. This moment of honest recognition is the first time you are giving that fearful child inside the raided acknowledgement it never received. You are saying, I see your fear, and we are safe now. Action 2. Incremental leaning in. You must challenge the hyper-independence, but you must do it slowly, like testing the temperature of the water. Start small. You are building a new neural pathway, and that requires repetition of safe experiences. Your practice is called incremental leaning in. Acknowledge a mild, low-stakes need out loud. Don't start with a profound trauma. Start with a simple feeling. I feel a little anxious about work today, or I could really use your help carrying these things. When you receive a positive, non-judgmental response from your partner, your brain registers, "I asked for connection and I was safe." And then there is the moment of ultimate growth. The moment you feel the panic to pull away, when the wall suddenly goes up. In that specific moment, you practice the holding statement, "I feel the intense urge to leave, but I am choosing to stay." This is the ultimate act of courage. Staying put, even when every fiber of your being is screaming at you to run, is where the new, secure self is born. Action 3. Conscious partnering. The third step involves who you choose to build this new path with. The avoidant must actively seek securely attached partners. A secure partner will feel different. They will feel unexciting, perhaps even too easy. This is because they do not activate the familiar, chaotic emotional roller coaster of chase and withdrawal that you were programmed to associate with love. A secure partner provides a safe, consistent emotional anchor. They respect your need for space without abandoning you, and they communicate calmly. They don't try to tear down your wall. They simply stand at the door, offering quiet consistency. This unwavering safety is the ultimate antidote to the emotional inconsistency that built your fortress in the first place. The journey from avoidance to security is not about becoming dependent. Your independence, your self-sufficiency, is a superpower, but a superpower is only useful when you choose when and how to deploy it. The greatest act of freedom for the avoidant is not the freedom to leave, but the courage and the strength to stay. You have spent a lifetime building a fortress to survive. Now, you get to choose to open the gate. By doing this deep, conscious work, you are not just healing yourself. You are breaking a multi-generational chain of emotional distance. You are rewriting your own story, teaching your nervous system a new truth. Reliance is not weakness, it is a profound human strength. Your vulnerability is not a flaw. It is the only true pathway to the authentic, deeply felt connection you have always deserved. Choose to be seen. Choose to be whole. If this video helped you feel seen, if it finally put a name to the quiet struggle in your heart, you are not alone. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What is the hardest part of choosing to stay for you? And if you want to continue exploring the quiet, powerful parts of the human heart, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We are building a community of healing here. We are all choosing to stay.